and reburied it so that you could get it later.
Yes, yes.
That he know that Will Smith, Jaden, he Bashir and he Nick Mills, and you know it allowed. Now you know how far in the desert you run. You'll go from a Philly to a sand, they'll still get you.
He said, you know Will me, you know Diddy made me suck his pee. You know what's going on. You know Charlie made me suck. Well, I'm gonna give you a chapter from the book since I owed you something.
Okay.
In the book, in one of the chapters, they talk about mentorship.
Do you have a girlfriend?
No.
But you have a lot of associates, is what we call them.
Yeah, I have a lot of associates. I don't discriminate women. I don't, ladies.
An actor known for his role in the hit television series Empire is facing charges.
Nicki Minaj exploded on Twitter again, but this time, it didn't feel like just another rant. It felt like a warning shot. She aimed straight at the men she believes wear halos in public while hiding horns in private. From Meek Mill to Jay-Z to Diddy, and now even Will Smith, no name seemed too powerful to dodge her fury. By now, you've probably seen the whispers about what Will Smith and Diddy were accused of doing to Brisher Gray, and how so many insiders allegedly chose silence over truth. Suddenly, the things Jaguar Wright and Brother Ball have been claiming about Bride don't sound so easy to dismiss. The noise is getting louder. People are calling for real answers, even demanding an official investigation into Brisher's situation. Just days ago, police were reportedly sent to his home after a frightening incident involving his mental health. If that doesn't signal that something is deeply wrong, what does? What makes this twist even more shocking is that Nicki Minaj was the last person anyone expected to step into Brisher's storm. They were never known to be close during his rise in the industry. And yet, the way she's speaking now suggests she may have seen far more than the public ever did. And she's clearly done staying silent. This suddenly feels bigger than her long-running tension with Jay-Z and Beyoncé. It feels like she's challenging the entire machine. And remember, before Nicki Minaj ever typed a word about Brisher, voices like Failal, Kat, and Jaguar Wright had already been raising red flags. The stories they told were disturbing enough to make anyone pause. One quick search online shows videos of Brisher unraveling in public, looking nothing like the confident star who once played Hakeem on Empire. When he launched his OF account, many assumed it would follow the typical celebrity formula: suggestive, controlled, nothing explicit. But Brisher shocked everyone. He didn't tease. He went all in, appearing with men and even trans women, leaving fans stunned. There's nothing inherently wrong with that choice. But critics couldn't ignore the timing. Before stepping into that world, his mental health appeared fragile, and rumors began circulating about a potential $50 million lawsuit he allegedly considered filing against Will Smith and Diddy, claiming inappropriate involvement when he was just 17. The whispers about that supposed lawsuit didn't come from court records. They surfaced through a shadowy blind item, the kind that spreads like wildfire but leaves no fingerprints. And then, nothing. No filing, no press conference, no follow-through. From the outside, it looked like Brisher Gray stood alone, no legal backing, no financial cushion, no powerful allies willing to stand beside him. Jaguar Wright claimed he was pressured into silence, allegedly warned that if he ever stepped forward, his mental health struggles would be weaponized against him. In Hollywood, that's the oldest trick in the book: discredit the messenger before the message can land. You already know the pattern. When someone talks too loudly, they're labeled unstable. When that label doesn't stick, they simply disappear from the spotlight. The blind item that stirred all this chaos hinted that an A-list mogul, widely assumed to be Sean Diddy Combs, wouldn't be the last powerful figure accused by a male victim. But here's where the story takes a darker turn. Rumors began swirling that Brisher's own mother allegedly knew far more than she ever admitted. Some insiders claim she watched her son move deeper into dangerous circles, allegedly accepting money and even a book deal in return. The book reportedly flopped, the money allegedly dried up, and now the streets say she's struggling again, while Brisher, barely sustaining himself through OF, keeps his distance. So how did he even enter that world? Fingers point to his former manager, Charlie Mack, who allegedly arranged a mentorship connection with Will Smith and Diddy. His mother reportedly approved, believing it would mirror the early mentorship Usher once had under Diddy's guidance, though even that chapter has long been surrounded by uneasy rumors. But according to Jaguar Wright, what Brisher experienced was far more disturbing. She alleged the mentorship dissolved into something exploitative, claiming he was controlled and manipulated for years. She even described chaotic gatherings where he allegedly tried to leave, but was pulled back in. Another explosive claim suggested that Brisher and Meek Mill were once heard fleeing a home tied to Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, allegedly distressed after hours of events they didn't consent to. With past statements from Cassie describing multi-day freak-offs, many online began connecting dots, and for some, the story felt chillingly plausible.
Bisexual, they do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mills, Bashir Gray, left that house screaming. August the only one that stayed, and I guess he was really sick. He needed a dog.
And think back to what I mentioned earlier. That lawsuit Brisher Gray was rumored to be preparing, but never officially filed. According to Jaguar Wright, there was allegedly evidence he intended to use if things ever reached a courtroom. She claimed one of those so-called receipts was a disturbing recording that supposedly showed Brisher alongside Justin Bieber and Jaden Smith, appearing disoriented while others hovered around them. Now, none of this has ever been verified or presented in any legal setting. No tape has surfaced. No charges were filed. But the mere suggestion of something like that was enough to send social media into overdrive. Because if such evidence truly existed, and that's a massive if, it wouldn't just shake one career. It would rattle the entire foundation of the industry's most protected names.
Trying to flip him out so he'll feel too embarrassed to file his lawsuit against Diddy for what Will and Diddy did to him. With Jaden and Justin present, that tape exists. I really hope none of that baby oil was used on those kids. That would just be in bad taste. Baby oil on babies.
You can't say that the flavor camp was sponsored by Johnson & Johnson. You just come on. Come on.
Starting to sound that way, ain't it?
No.
All that talent. And she let Charlie tune that boy up on knowing that he was bipolar and had ADHD. What kind of mother would do that to her son? Turn him into a prostitute so you could pretend to be something more than what you are, which is nothing more than a Philly whore. You're a whore. You're a big old and they're making your son out to be, that's for sure. Because he didn't have no choice. You was down by all. I'm sorry. The Bashir conversation for me is not easy. Because I came to Belial and I asked Belial to help me save the kids, and all he was worried about was his book.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Nobody care about these kids. Don't nobody care about these kids.
Things escalated even further when Terrence Howard stepped into the fire and added fuel no one saw coming. During a recent interview, he didn't name names directly, but many listeners felt the implication was impossible to ignore. He spoke about young men in Hollywood being drawn in with promises of mentorship, movie deals, and protection, only to allegedly find themselves in situations that left permanent scars. Howard suggested that once certain lines were crossed under the pressure of power and influence, those young artists were never truly the same again. He described an industry where vulnerability could be exploited behind closed doors and where ambition sometimes came with a hidden cost. His comments were vague enough to avoid specifics, but pointed enough to send shockwaves through social media, especially among those already connecting his words to Brisher Gray's unraveling.
Well, when you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card.
What is that? What do you mean by that?
A man don't take it, a man gives it. So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
No, I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't get that back. You come into this world as a man one time. You give up that right for anything, for fear of being hurt, fear of somebody doing something, for wanting to gain something. When you give up that man card right, you lose some spiritual energy. It's always been pushing through. Like if a woman gives up her womanly right, but when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the pub, all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Got punked out and picked out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man.
Not everyone applauded Terrence Howard's remarks. Some critics argued his tone carried uncomfortable, even homophobic undertones. Others, however, believed he was pointing at something deeper, that after Brisher Gray became entangled in those powerful circles, his life appeared to unravel at alarming speed. Projects slowed. Opportunities vanished. Whispers of blackballing began circulating. Then came the visible spiral, reports of substance struggles and erratic behavior that played out in public view. In 2020, the situation turned explosive. Brisher was arrested after his wife reportedly fled to a gas station seeking help, claiming he had locked her inside their home and assaulted her. When authorities arrived, he allegedly refused to surrender. What followed was a tense standoff that lasted for hours, with a SWAT team negotiating before he finally came out. Later, interrogation footage surfaced, and viewers couldn't ignore how disoriented he seemed. His words wandered. His thoughts didn't connect. To some, it looked like a man unraveling under pressure. To others, it raised a darker question: what happened behind the scenes that led to this breaking point?
One of the stars of the hit show Empire. Tonight, we're seeing hours of new video from his July arrest that ended with his wife flagging down police and telling them the actor had assaulted her for hours inside their Goodyear home. The bizarre jailhouse interview lasting for 2 hours as they try to piece together a chaotic chain of events.
Just when it seemed the story had reached its breaking point, another voice entered the storm: Will Smith's former assistant, Beyoncé. And what he alleged sent shockwaves across social media. According to Beyoncé, there was a moment in Chicago when Brisher Gray allegedly broke down in front of him, emotionally unraveling and confessing that powerful figures like Diddy and Will Smith had taken advantage of him. Beyoncé didn't stop there. He went further, claiming that Jada Pinkett Smith supposedly possessed recordings of certain private gatherings, recordings that allegedly included other well-known names, even suggesting Tyrese Gibson had been present at some point. None of these claims have been verified in court or backed by official evidence. But the specificity of Beyoncé's statements, the locations, the emotional breakdown, the mention of recordings was enough to leave people stunned. Because if even a fraction of it were true, it wouldn't just be scandal. It would be an earthquake.
What the F is wrong with you? And he was like, you know. He said, you know Will me. You know Diddy made me suck his pee. You know what's going on. You know Charlie made me suck. And I said, I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea. So he crying, no blood is coming from his nose. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Who else did you see allegedly on the tapes?
Tyrese with Will and Jada. Then the one with Charlie Mack and Will. Jada's not on it, but you can hear her say, make him spit up, period. So when these tapes come out, people will know I'm telling the absolute truth.
When it comes to Nicki Minaj, she never openly mentioned Brisher Gray, yet fans couldn't help connecting the dots. The pattern in her recent tweets, they argued, seemed too pointed to ignore, a series of cryptic messages hinting at powerful figures exploiting young talent to stay on top. Some interpreted her words as exposing an alleged shadowy world where manipulation and ritualistic practices were used to maintain influence. One of her most chilling posts came on the night of